rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Wilkes County Commissioners Court for today, August 11th, 2025. Now in session, 9 a.m. Agenda item number 3, public testimony. We have one.
We have one. Christina?
Hi there, good morning. Thank you all for having me. I really appreciate it. I am just here to quickly address.
Can you please just state your name for the court?
Oh, my name is Christina Salazar. Can you hear me? So we are in the middle of hurricane season and flooding. You know, we're lucky we don't have so much flooding here. I feel that it is really important that we work on clearing out all creeks, all natural creeks. They should be cleared out. Nothing should be dumped nor filled. I can give an exact address, but I would rather not. All I'm asking is that all commissioners take the time, even if it's on their own property, look at your creeks, make sure that these natural creeks are cleared of any debris, because it will affect people in the community, and unfortunately it will be the people who live in the barrio who probably don't have homeowners insurance, and it will be very devastating for them to lose their homes to flooding due to the negligence of one leader or persons, people, sorry. And that is all. That's all I want to say. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to address the court at this time?
Judge, if I may, just want to recognize that last week we worked on County Road 461. It's approximately 1.7 tenths of a mile, and we were able to seal coat it, double seal coat it within maybe total hours put together less than 2 days. We combined forces with Precinct 1. We had a couple of guys come over and help us, and a couple of pieces of equipment, and we were able to flip it over in just a matter of a day and a half. If we would have had the tank working here, set up everything, we'd have probably done it in 1 day. But we're gonna get the training done tomorrow morning, and we're set to do County Road 480 and 481. So I just want to compliment Mr. David Reese and Andy Chavarria, Supervisor Precinct 1. Did an outstanding job. Everything worked out perfect, and hopefully it'll all just work out as good as we plan. So want to just get ready. We're gonna start doing some more roads. We finally got everything situated, so we're ready to go.
Thank you, guys. Anybody else? For all the elected officials and department heads, I plan to file the proposed budget this Friday on the 15th. Once we do that, we're going to send out all the budget workshop information. We plan on having the first budget workshop Monday, September 8th, and then the second one Friday, September 12th. These are pretty concrete unless something happens between now and Friday that the auditors and myself need to change it, but pretty much we're going to have the budget workshops on those dates. And hopefully by Friday, September 19th, we'll have the budget adopted and the tax rate adopted and everything that needs to be done to wrap that up. Quick update on the bank building. Right now, we're waiting on parts for the elevators. They got a little behind on the parts, so we're waiting on that. But we're also waiting to see how much we got on the USDA grant that is going to help us remodel the bank building for the Nexus Center for Innovation and Growth. And once we get that information, we can get a better timeline on both the elevators and the remodeling of the bank building. That's where we're at there. We have space on the first floor where elections is gonna move in. Right now, we're doing all the infrastructure for that. Also doing the infrastructure on the second floor for the safety department. Ms. Ramirez in the safety department will be moved over there also. So we're making good progress over there. We're trying to align the grant money with the elevators to make a swift remodel and then move the rest of the people that we're gonna move out there. Anybody else like to address the court this time?
Myself, Judge, we had an event this weekend at the Rancho Lere by PAC. It's an organization that helps neuter and spayed animals, and we did some surveys. They're trying to get some funding so they can help the community control animals. So it was a great event, a great turnout, and great feedback from the community. Thank you.
Thank you for that event. That's a great event. We had a precinct 4 also. We want these agencies to know that we support them 110% with what they're trying to do and the money they're trying to garner for us to address those issues. If there isn't anybody else, I'll move forward to agenda item number 4, presentation of the 2024 CAFR report, Jim Wells County, by Mr. Raul Hernandez.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. I'd like to begin on page 40 of the audit. As you turn to page 40, just for the record, the auditor's opinion is unmodified, and that translates into a clean opinion. Certainly, in any audit, you always want to hear that your opinion is clean, which is the case here. Page 40 is your statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances for the governmental funds for the year ended December 31st, 2024. The first column is your general fund. You had total revenues of $20,588,110. Expenditures totaled $21,509,545. So your expenditures exceeded revenues by a negative $921,435. In addition, you transferred some money out, totaling $533,243. Now, these monies were transferred out to other interfunds. You'll note that later on in the audit or in the book, you'll find these transfers as they were transferred out. So for the year, your general fund decreased by $1,454,678. Now you started with a fund balance of $12,271,581, and you ended with a fund balance of $10,816,903. This is the general fund. Any questions on this? Right next to that, you'll note that your ARPA monies is essentially, you almost zeroed it all out. You ended with a fund balance of $397,335. The third column contains all other related funds. Now, deep in the audit, these individual funds, they expand, but on this page, they're combined as other governmental funds. You essentially don't control these. These have a constraint by an outside source, for example, state or federal. These ended with a combined fund balance of $11,016,181. So in total, fund balances are $22,230,419. Any questions?
Mr. Hernandez, the road and bridge funds, before road and bridge, would that be in the third column?
They'll be consistent in the third column combined. I think beginning on page 80, they start to expand individually. We can go backwards to page 38. So when you look at these financial statements, they're being presented under what we call modified accrual basis. Modified accrual basis is closer to cash accounting than full accrual accounting. And we'll get to the full accrual accounting financial statements shortly. But looking at your modified accrual basis accounting on page 38, as I mentioned, fund balance can be close to cash. The very top of page 38, under the first column, the general fund, it ended with cash of $11,176,218. This doesn't always happen where that statement is true, where the modified accrual basis is close to cash accounting, and you can say, well, fund balance is what we have in cash. Well, your cash balance actually exceeds your fund balance. The difference would be any liabilities that are owed. Nevertheless, you still have a good, healthy cash balance and a fund balance for the general fund. I'm not going to cover the other ones again because they're really not in your control, but they're still included in the audit report. Any questions on page 38? If not, let's go backward again to page 36 and 37. So now we're looking at financial statements under full accrual accounting. The difference here is now we have depreciation expense. We don't account for payments of debt as an expense, and we include fixed assets. Page 37. This is an income statement. It's rather awkward the way it's presented, but if you'll note where at the bottom you have the change in net position. The profit, if you will, was $531,527. So again, these are financial statements that are presented comparable to a for-profit entity or a nonprofit entity. So again, your profit is $531,000. Now, you started with a net position or net equity, if you will, of $43,398,219. And you ended with a net position of $43,929,746. So what does this say? Well, on page 36, again at the bottom, you'll see the $43,900,000. At the top, you'll see your assets. Again, there's your cash. And then all related assets, in particular, your capital assets. These are your fixed assets. You'll note you have land, you have building and system, you have machinery and equipment, and infrastructure. Well, these are being depreciated, and what you're looking at here is their net book value under full accrual accounting. So here again is the difference between modified accrual and full accrual. Further down under accounts payable, you see the non-current liabilities. Now we have a long-term debt here of $1.9 million and $2 million. In addition, you have what is called a total pension liability. Many years ago, there was a new accounting pronouncement that required that any governmental entity to begin reporting their respective share of pension liability. An employee starts working here and they start paying into their pension. Well, understand that these monies are submitted to the state, and the state is the one who holds the money and accounts for the retirement. The accounting principle says, report your respective share, and that's what you're doing right here. So when you take everything into account, assets minus liabilities, you end up with a net position of $43 million. Specifically under the unrestricted, there at the bottom, is $8,891,158. This is unrestricted, essentially at your discretion. Questions? You underwent a federal single audit and a state single audit, which says that because you spent more than $750,000 of federal monies and or state monies, we were required to test some of these major programs for compliance, and certainly ascertaining that disbursements were reasonable and supported, and they were. As a result, no audit findings. Any questions? Moving forward, everybody knows about COVID. When COVID happened, every entity that existed, and we have many clients, they benefited from the grants that came in. So your general fund, in every case, to give it an opportunity to grow. But you're moving forward without any more COVID money. So I think try to be frugal moving forward in how you spend your money. You're undergoing a budget hearing. You're not going to be able to benefit from the ARPA, $4 million and all the other COVID money that you had. So you want to exercise caution moving forward. Losing my voice, I'm sorry. Any questions? That is a presentation.
Nobody has any questions? Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. Agenda item number 5, discuss, consider, and take action from Jim Wells County ESD1 wishes to present the county's Commissioners Court with the annual compilation financial report for the period of FY 2024.
Judge, Commissioners, my name is Abraham Aguilar. I'm with the ESD number 1 in Sandia, Texas. Glad to be here. Glad to do this once a year. It's always my pleasure to come up here and see you kind faces. And thank y'all for what y'all do. Anyway, I think you guys got a copy of the report. If not, we'll have to blame Raul Hernandez. He's the one that does it. He just left. He left in a hurry too, no. I don't think we have to, I mean, there's nothing to go over. There's just government funds that they give us, and we show how how they're used. It's not a big total, but y'all can go through the thing and see if you want to, but it's just a thing that we have to do. I guess by law that we have to bring it to you guys, which is not a big deal, but if you have any questions on it, everybody has a copy of it. Yeah, they're not much, but it's good. We appreciate everything we can get. ESD really is doing a good job. We're pretty transparent with what we do over there. Everybody's welcome to come, and everybody's welcome to see our books at any time. And like I said, we invite you guys to come and see how we run it. But if anybody ever has any questions, we surely appreciate you guys for everything that y'all do for us.
You had any fires
This year we've been really blessed this year. This year has been slow on fires. Thank God. We need some rain. We definitely need some rain, but we've also had a station that we put in Panitas Point. We put one of our tankers that was out of service. We put it over there just to hold water. And we also have a pump truck over there and one of the stalls over there. So we have a substation. We also just acquired another tanker truck with a grant from the White Foundation. Thank God for them. So we've been real fortunate, and luckily we're training. We got more people coming on. We're training. Every Mondays we train.
It's getting pretty dry out there.
It was. We had 1.5 inches of rain a couple Saturdays ago. So, I mean, whatever was dry, of course, it's going to dry up here pretty soon. It gets hot and the wind blows. But yeah, it's, so we're getting set up for that. We've got an ATV vehicle that we've got also that we bought so we can get to remote areas when there is grass fires and whatnot. So we can take water to our firemen, and if we have to get somebody out there in emergency. You can see we also had to put the halo pad over there, which was really good for us.
Also the water well too.
Yeah, we got a water well. Yeah. We got a generator. Just in case the electricity goes off, we still have function at the fire station. So we're getting bigger, and because like I said, it's growing over there. We can't pump no water out of the lake because it's almost dry. But yeah, but we've been real fortunate. We've been real blessed, and we've been real lucky. So thank you guys for what you do, and that's pretty much my report.
We appreciate you guys, what y'all do.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Abraham. Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
If you can help in any way, let us know.
Someone's got to work for them.
Yes, sir. Agenda item number 6, presentation from Waisla, a road assessment management company.
All right, good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Hope you guys have a good morning.
Your name?
Yeah, I'll get to it right here. Yeah, so my name's Glenn Hutchinson. I'm with Vizsla. I'm an enterprise sales executive. Today I'll be speaking about our road AI system and how it can help you with your pavement and understanding your road network. So this is where I like to generally kind of start with just asking a couple of questions. I know that I'm the one presenting, but it's always good to get some feedback, especially from the people who do look after the roads. So generally, roads are looked at and they're assessed. You perform treatments on your roads, you take care of your roads, and maybe if some of you could just give a little examples of how that you do this, or how do you decide which roads that you actually maintain?
Well, the way Precinct 3, what we do is we figure out, how much traffic is on the road, how many people live on the road, and the condition of the road. And then we figure out which roads we're gonna start with, and then do next and next. That's how we do it.
Very common, by the way, very, very
What
common.
I do is, I try to seal code before you lose them. Sometimes you lose the road, and the expense is gonna be twice as much. So, and the funds are not there all the time, but
Yeah.
But if you can seal code before you lose the road, you eliminate a lot of, double seal coding, and it's a lot more expensive. So that's what I've tried to do through the years. And I think for the money that we get every year, it's just, we only get enough to maintain a road.
Right.
We're not like the highway department that they get billions of dollars to
Yes.
reconstruct their roads. We get zero monies from the state.
Yeah.
So that makes it very difficult for us to maintain a road, other than just to, we can't reconstruct with the monies that we have. So until the state decides that county roads are important also, that's, because, they spend billions of dollars on state highways and zero for county roads. Until that changes, it puts us in a difficult situation. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, excellent. Anyone else want to share?
Well, as far as precinct 1 is concerned, we have a lot of roads and they're pretty bad. Deciding on which ones to get first is pretty hard. We have a lot of high traffic areas and a lot of areas that are not traffic so much, and those can wait. But we try to prioritize on the high traffic areas and do what we can.
Excellent.
Yeah, of course, you want to attack the most high-traffic roads, more damaged roads. And the only issue with that the people in La Gloria don't see what we have over here in Bembo, and the people in Bembo don't see what we have in La Gloria. So they think that we only cover this area here, and they don't want to hear any answers, any other thing other than fix the road, that's it. I don't care what you have over there, I don't care, your boys didn't come to work today, I don't care you broke down, fix the road, that's all I want to hear. I pay taxes, fix the road, that's what they want to hear.
Excellent. So these are all very common, by the way, very common, ways of maintaining your roads, very common challenges that across the nation. So it's not just here in Jim Wells County. I talked to a lot of counties across the state, even the whole country, and very, very common. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about kind of each of these as I kind of go through my presentation, how our solution kind of help in each one of these different areas. Sound good? And if you guys have any questions during this presentation, please feel free to speak up and let me know, and I will happily answer those, okay? So real quick, Road AI as a kind of a glance, a real high level. So it is a pavement assessment solution and asset solution. So what does that mean? That means that we can go out and evaluate your streets, okay? Not only streets, but also signage, and be able to find specific types of distresses. And how we do that is with a smartphone. So you simply mount the smartphone next to your rearview mirror. You send out your team to go out and just drive the roads, collect the video, go back to connect to Wi-Fi, upload, and that's all that's required. So very easy on data collection. So anyone with a valid driver's license can collect data. Usually this is the part that gets a little bit tricky because of cost. So in terms of cost, so hiring an engineer to go out and evaluate your roads, right, which is typical. They're going to go through and spend tons of time. You know, you have 573 centerline miles within the county. So for any one engineering firm to go out and do that will be hundreds of thousands of dollars to evaluate your roads. They're only going to evaluate roughly about 20 to 30% visually. That's all that they can do. It's impossible to do all 573 centerline miles, okay? Just would take way too much time. So using the smartphone, collect the data, upload it, and we deliver everything within our platform. So you'll see every single inch of your entire road network. You'll know the width of every single road. You'll know where all of your stop signs are, where your speed limit signs are, your line markings, all of that. So what happens is once you upload the videos, which is automatic, what we're doing is we're using computer vision. So it's a subset of AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, so what computer vision is going to do, it's going to look at the width of the road, it's going to look at the line markings, it's going to start taking in all of the surrounding street furniture, if you will, like your signs, guardrails, and then also look at distresses. So specifically, certain types of distresses, okay? Before I get into the distresses, I do want to talk a little bit about early intervention asset management. So Commissioner Ventura, this is exactly what you had just talked about, right? Being able to identify those areas that you can do some less costly treatments, correct? So in this chart here, right here, the very top left-hand corner is a 100 through 0 score. So 100 is very good. This is your best road, right? As you move over in time, as this road ages, it's going to start deteriorating, right? They all do, okay? So the name of the game is to be able to find these areas right in here where you can apply those specific types of treatments, where you can do, you know, a nice seal or do some crack treatment, something like that that's not as costly as a full deck reclamation, okay? So being able to do this more on an annual basis will give you a better idea of the state of your roads, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah? Any questions so far? No? All right. So the types of distresses that our system is going to recognize: transverse cracking, longitudinal cracking, alligator cracking, wheel track cracking, potholes. So we're going to identify every single pothole in your entire county, okay? You'll have a list of where those are all located, GPS coordinates. You'll have an Excel spreadsheet that you can go through and send out to your crews. They can click and they can drive directly to that specific pothole. You'll also see your edge cracking as well as raveling, bleeding, and depressions. So these are the types of distresses that we're recognizing. So within these, there's kind of a set of, when you group them together, where you have surface types of distresses and then subsurface, okay? And I'll show you a little bit about what that looks like here moving forward. So as I mentioned, potholes, you have minor, moderate potholes, severe potholes. You have a whole list of where your potholes are located, an interactive map that you can zoom in and see where all of your potholes are located. Same thing with traffic signs. So with traffic signs, we collect every single traffic sign, and then you're able to see where those are located. You'll have an inventory and a count of every single traffic sign within the county. Typically, this is extremely difficult to get because you have to send someone out there with the GNSS receiver, put it next to the individual sign, collect that data, and then take a picture. And this is it's very labor intensive just to collect signage. So this is a very simple way to be able to get all of this information in. Okay? Line marking conditions. You may not have a lot of line markings on a lot of your county roads, but if you do, this will tell you the condition of those and where they are located. So you're able to see that interactively on the map as well. Surface markings, so if you have any kind of turn arrows, crosswalks, all of that also collected, and you're able to see and where all those are located. Patching and sealing. So anywhere where you have area patching, spot patching, that's all taken in and accounted for and located on the map for you. Annotations. So this is a way that as you're driving, there's two ways to input these. Number one, as you're driving, you can hit the Bluetooth button, and just speak out loud, say that, hey, there's a pile of trash on the side of the road. There's a guardrail that's damaged, whatever kind of extra input that you want to provide, it'll make a point in the map and it'll do speech to text and then place that text in the map that you can then create a report on. You can also do that inside of the software as well. So this is for kind of think a little bit bigger for things that you want to track and locate. Okay. Condition rating. So this is the most technical part of the presentation. There is a standard called ASTM D6433. I don't expect you to know what that is, but essentially it is the standard for how roads are rated, okay? And a score that's called PCI, a Pavement Condition Index. Okay, so this PCI number was originally created by the Army Corps of Engineers in the 1950s. It was specifically meant for airports and runways. They then developed it for roadways, okay? It was a way that an engineer could go out visually assess a road, okay? There's a lot of problems with the standard, but it's the most accepted standard that we have. So with this standard, the tolerance is about 10 points above and 10 points below whatever score that they come up with. So that's that 0 through 100 score, which is pretty wide. They are only going to look at roughly about 20 to 30% that I had mentioned before. So visually, they take a street, divide it up into sections, take the worst, roughly 20 to 30% and evaluate that. So you're not getting a full picture of your entire network, okay? So the way that PCI is calculated, essentially here what we're doing is we're mimicking that, okay? So that's a very subjective process that we're taking and making objective, meaning that our AI is going to evaluate every single frame throughout the entire county, okay? So how the scores are calculated, we look at the width of the road, we also look at each individual distress, we add those up and we start deducting from 100. So 100 is your best road, right? So if there's a distress, it would make it not so good. So as those add up, we apply weights to individual distresses. So where alligator cracking is more prevalent, then that means that is going to be a higher deduct value than, say, for instance, like transverse cracking, which is still important, but alligator cracking is much worse because it's more has to do with the substructure. Okay. Any questions on condition ratings? So moving on, so the types of exports that you can expect. So number one, we do support GeoJSON and shapefiles. So these are ways that you can store data locally. We do have our interactive platform that you would subscribe to. You can also do PDF style of reports and even Excel spreadsheets. So all the data can be exported to Excel that you can do any kind of further management on. Any questions?
So Glenn, all the video recording, like you said earlier, records all the assets, guardrails, stop signs, and so forth. So all this would be on video evidence in case we did have a natural disaster, hurricane. FEMA would ask, hey, do you have a documents on the conditions prior to the storm? So this would be a good asset for that.
Correct, yes. Sorry, I'm trying to get there we go, okay. Yeah, absolutely. So some of the benefits, I have a little benefit slide at the end that I'll go over, but you hit the nail right on the head. FEMA does require that you do have some kind of proof of what your current road network is. So before you even apply for funds. It's unfortunate, but there was a case in Jackson County in Florida, which is north of Tallahassee. They had about 600 miles paved, 900 unpaved. And Hurricane Michael went through there about 4 or 5 years ago. They lost out on about $32 million in government FEMA funding because they did not have a pavement assessment. So they couldn't prove the current state of the roads before the storm. So it's unfortunate, but there's a lot of use cases for just having the pavement assessment. Number one is just knowing what your network looks like, right? So this is what you can expect here. As you log in, you can have an unlimited amount of users. So anyone that you have total control over who has access to this, so they could log in, view it. Real quick here, I'm going to go through just a few scenarios. So number one, whenever our AI is going through and evaluating your videos, what happens is it creates a really big database. And we use the platform here to visualize that database, things that make sense, okay? So let's say, first off, we see here the asphalt conditions. So we see the 100 through 0 type of score, okay? Green is good, red is bad. Very simple to see the different colorings. So as we zoom out here, you can kind of see from a glance of where your green areas are and where your red areas are, okay? Now let's say that we want to look at, say for instance, some surface types of distresses. Okay, so surface types of distresses are like transverse cracking, longitudinal cracking, bleeding, and raveling. So these are going to be really good for seal coat, maybe some crack seal, things of that nature. So where are those distresses located? So this will show you exactly where everything is located visually on the map. Now, remember, you'll also have the actual data. So meaning per road, you'll be able to see all these percentages as you go through the list. So you have two different ways of looking at it. Excel spreadsheet with a lot of numbers on it can be daunting. That's why we have the interface here for you to visually see. Okay. So surface distresses. Let's say we want to look at more full deck reclamation. So we could turn on structural distresses. Okay, so this is going to look at edge deterioration, alligator cracking, and also subsidence or depressions. So these are going to be really good candidates for you to have full deck reclamation, okay, to go out and do a full, spend the money on it, $1 million per mile. But this will allow you to see where those areas are located. Okay. Any questions on what I've shown so far? Okay, so real quick, we'll get into some annotations. So this is how you're able to kind of zoom in and see some of these annotations. So if I just bring this up here real quick, these are our point style of objects. The internet might be a little slow. That's okay. There's an image there that you'll be able to see. And then you'll also be able to see a list of all your annotations. So every single comment that you want to put on the map, make a point, and be able to report on that, you're able to do that. And that report would look like this right here. So this is one of the style of reports, Excel spreadsheet. There's also the PDF. Okay, so the PDF is simply you can print. It has an image. It has whatever that is. This is an example of a pothole. It will have the map location as well as the GPS location. So crews can take this, copy that out of the PDF and go directly to that and just pop it into Google. Okay. So it's a great way to go out and do very specific types of work that the crews need. All right. Same thing with all these other different types. So, potholes, you'll see all of those on there. You'll also see, let me move this out of the way here. You'll see potholes, you'll see all of your traffic signs. So all of your traffic signs, where they're located, and you'll also see an inventory of each and every one of those. And again, this would also be shown in Excel for you. Now, there is no condition rating on signs. What we're working on that's currently in R&D is for us to be able to identify signs that are faded. Okay, so with a video, we can only do so much. We can't check reflectivity, but we can at least get to the point to where we can identify faded signs and give you a list of those. So that's what we're looking at doing here in the near future, is to supply those. So you will see images. They're not really loading because my internet here is kind of slow, but you will have access to every single image of every single sign, and again, an Excel spreadsheet, and then also the PDF style of report. And then also the last one here is surface markings. So surface markings, you'll be able to see all of those as well. Any questions over the platform? I know it was kind of quick, but hopefully that gives you a good overview.
Great tool.
I'm sorry?
It's a great tool.
Excellent. Yes. Okay, so we'll hop back in here real quick and we'll start to wrap this up here. So I went through and I pulled some data from Texas DOT as well as OpenStreetMaps. Okay, so I kind of basically got the GIS file for all of your roads, broke everything down by precinct, and then looked to see how many roads, just some kind of facts here. So roughly, you have a road count of 447. Those are unique names. So, County Road 116, which my mother happens to live on, so I'm familiar with that road. But anyways, yes, you would be able to see all those, and how many miles are within each of the precincts, average length, minimum length, and then the maximum length for each precinct. Moving on to the annual average daily traffic. So this was pulled from Texas DOT. It's important to note that Texas DOT has stations around Texas where they're doing a constant count of cars, okay? So that's their fixed locations. They take those numbers and then they have what's called, I believe it's called a short term, and they have the little black tubes that you'll see on the road sometimes. So those are counting as well. So they take that hard number and then they take that smaller number, it's usually off to the side somewhere, and they can kind of use math, if you will. They have some algorithms where they give an annual daily traffic of every single road in the entire state. Now, I looked over a lot of this and some of it makes sense and some of it doesn't. I think maybe their algorithm might be a little bit off, but with that said, it doesn't matter if it's a percentage, because if the percentage is across the whole entire board, it's going to be the same. So it's negligible, really. But essentially, if you look here, this is your total count for the entire county. So the average daily travel or traffic per day would be 56,222 cars that are on the road in the county every single day, which kind of makes sense. I mean, Alice has 50,000, population. Roughly.
Are these county roads?
These are county roads only, yes. Yep, only county roads. If we look at each
You don't
individual,
have,
sorry?
The total population of Jim Wells is 38,000.
38,000, okay. Yeah, so these are people that are traveling through, going, it's kind of everywhere. The annual daily traffic count road and precinct. So these are your five highest roads in each of the precincts. So the highly traveled roads. So you can kind of see where they're highlighted here in blue. So say for instance, right here, precinct 116, yes, that's where my mother lives. It's a horrible road, but, so 9015, 9021, and 120 for precinct 1. For precinct 2, we can see it's much lower. So given its geographic location, you can see that it is much lower in terms of ADT. With 3 and 4, they're roughly about the same-ish. Some roads have a little bit more than others. But you can see here the 342, then also 465 are quite heavily traveled. Any questions over the AADT? So the shapefile that I have, I've incorporated that AADT. So whenever you're looking at your data, you'll be able to see those highly traveled roads. And once you see what the scores are for that roads, you'll be able to do what you had just said, man. How you can look at prioritize your roads based on the score, and then also by your travel, how many people are traveling on those roads. And it's estimated, but it's a pretty good estimate. Okay? So road AI benefits, this is kind of like a summary here, complete pavement assessment. So every single frame across your whole entire network, prioritize and treat by distresses and AADT, as well as a complete sign inventory, a complete pothole inventory, surface marking locations, line marking conditions. So this is going to provide you with an objective pavement assessment. Okay, it's not an engineer going out looking at a road. Did that engineer have coffee? Is his wife mad at him? There's not any of that outside influence. It's frame by frame evaluating your road every single time in the exact same manner. So it's very repeatable. You have your historical data as well, and that can be used for FEMA grants. On-demand inspections, so this is more of an on-demand type of service. So if you go out and you're fixing, county road, whatever, you're able to go and then take that and get the new conditions. So you can add that to your kind of total score. Okay, so you can kind of do that update as needed, and it is on demand. So one thing that I didn't mention is how long it takes to process. So once you upload all of the data, it takes about 2 to 3 hours, and you have it instantly in the online platform that you can then look at. So basically, same day, if you will. Okay. Easily deployed, you can have as many people as you want out driving the roads. It just takes a cell phone. So that cell phone could be dedicated if you want. We do recommend the Google Pixel 7. They're about $300. You could purchase from us, but I would advise you just to purchase on the open market because we charge a lot for those phones, but I would suggest purchasing those on the open market. And then you have a proactive payment plan, right? So that's what you're really coming to, is that you're having a full understanding, each one of your precincts, what your road network is, what it needs, and where you need to apply what little budget that you do have, and how you go about that. Also, it gives you the reasoning. So when a citizen calls up and says, hey, I need you to fix this road, and you say, well, we have other priorities. You know, this road is nowhere near as bad as these 10 other roads over here. Here's the data. This is what it looks like. This is our reasoning based on, you know, this is what decisions we made based on this data. Okay. Any other questions or any questions?
Just for clarification, did you say that we would be the ones driving the roads with the camera?
Correct. Yep.
Not you guys?
With the phone, yes. Yep. So it's on demand. Yep. If you hire an outside company to do that, it would cost a lot more. So you could use, you know, your resources that you have here. And it's simply just driving and mounting the camera, or the phone rather.
Even with the initial assessment? Or
Yeah, yeah.
The total assessment?
Yep, the total, so it depends on how many people you deploy, but it could be 1, could be 2, could be 10. It doesn't matter, as long as you go out and collect your roads. And it's, like I said, it's more of an on-demand service, so it could be more ongoing, if you will.
So you could, like for example, your foreman could drive 2 roads that day, collect that data, the next day, go out to the ones he didn't collect, and just on a continual basis, by the time you know it, he's got all the data collected?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So let's say that I send somebody to go drive the roads and this guy decides to go to the bar ditch to get a rougher road ride and then go into a private entry. Would that include more mileage for that precinct?
Great question. So the map that we have is the GIS map. So that map is essentially a line that's drawn on top of the map. What we do is the videos, you can drive wherever you want in the county, even down private roads. If that line is not available on the map, we don't supply the data for it, meaning that you don't maintain those roads. So if you turn around in a private driveway or something like that, that data is not collected. Only the data that is that the county maintains will be collected and shown.
Great.
What do you guys think? Good?
It's a good thing. It's a good intelligent system that can provide a lot of data and asset recording. I think it's a great tool that anybody can use. It's not sophisticated. So,
Okay, yeah, I think it's a valuable information. My main concern is that you can't come into this courthouse right now and ask anybody how many road miles I have or anybody else has in here. It's not a legitimate answer because I believe the last time somebody drove one was maybe 15 years ago. And I've seen papers that are scratched by hand and just added, subtracted, so there's no legitimate answer for us. And of course, that's what cuts the pie for our budget. And that would be one part. Another very important factor into it is that when Ms. Martinez comes and tells me, when are you gonna fix County Road 474? I can literally go out there and say, well, you know what, we did an assessment. Your county road out of 400 and some roads that we have is down here at number 30. So once we address these worst ones, more high traffic ones, we'll come to you. But in the meantime, we can do it ourselves within our budget, you know. But if these other ones are for reconstruction, you know, you tell them, you know what, you rank number 30 out of 400 and some roads. We gotta get to you. Everybody wants a road fix. Everybody, you know, and it's just not, it's not possible because of the fact that there's some worse ones than others. And there's some high traffic roads and there's some that are very bad, but they're not high traffic. That we could just easily go in there and rip them up and leave them caliche like we've had. You know, we had some couple of miles in Fremont area, we just ripped them up, left them there till we can ever come back and pave them. We try to buy some time, but the FEMA part of what kind of road condition was the road at before the disaster? Well, we don't know. We didn't have any information on it. it affects us, you know? So there's just so many factors, but the most important thing, when it's data that's given to you, to the commissioner's court, we can do so much with it here and go outside and do more with it because you have data that was, you know, brought to us and put together, and now we decide 1 through 5, which is the worst ones. And like I tell people, today, it might be precinct 3's got the worst roads. They may have the first top 3 worst roads, then precinct 1, then precinct 2. I will still go out there and say that we might be the ones that get hurt the most because we fixed a lot of roads. So, okay, but at one point, if you do all the worst ones and whoever has the worst ones, you do a 4 or 5 year plan, then when you reconstruct those roads, then you can start. I have a reason to tell my precinct 1 over here, look, this is what we gotta fix these first, then we'll get to these. But then we're buying time, we have an explanation to answer to the people. We have a game plan. What's our game plan right now? Nothing. Get a little bit of money, and you do whatever you can. It doesn't work. You know, so I feel that when you have this kind of data information brought to you, you can take it out there and you can do a lot with it. And we can address, we expect to be in 3-4 years, to expect to be at a certain level to where we're just at one point seal coating roads. If we can start seal coating roads only, man, it'd be a blessing. Is it 100% proof? No, it's not. Nothing is. We're so far behind, and we're not the only ones, it's the whole country.
Yeah.
But at least we're doing something. We're doing something to attack the problem, and we have data for it. We can show it. And it just, anybody wants to say, well, no, you're not gonna get this, there's this data, you know, it is, you know, right? Like I said, the people in La Gloria don't know how bad the roads are in Bembo. The people in Bembo don't know, and they don't even know that we cover that far. They go, why do you do all the way? They think it's just right here. No, we gotta have the data to show people that, what are we doing? What's our game plan? And no game plan is, we're not gonna get anywhere. So we gotta, to me, this is a very, it's a hell of a deal, and you can't go wrong with it. You can build a lot from it. So,
Absolutely. Are there any pricing questions that I can
Yes?
answer?
What is that?
anyway,
Well,
Price?
the problem I have, and I don't know, maybe you can help me on this one, Mike. I'm not sure that we should talk pricing out in the open here because we have to go out for RFP, RFQ, whichever one. And if you talk pricing here, it might disqualify
That's true,
you
yeah.
from, you know, that's my major question, but I know I can't answer it because, have it answered because it might preclude you from.
So we do offer sole source. We do have a sole source letter that we can provide. Everything is developed by us. Everything is developed by us. So all of our algorithms, our systems, everything is developed by us. It's a Finnish company. We've been in the US for, let's see, about 7 years specifically with this product. Actually, about 3.5 years specifically with this product. So, yeah, that's something that we do offer for procurement support.
Any more questions for him?
Of course, you would have to get estimates if the amount exceeds a certain amount, correct?
No, it's sole source, that's an exception to the.
Oh, okay.
I can run it by Cindy, but I'm pretty sure that's a recognized exception. It's kind of like the election machines.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of companies, there's 3 that are approved by the Secretary of State. So once you buy some, and then you need more machines or to update software, the only company that you're gonna find it
Um,
that runs this machine is the same one. That's called the sole source exception, that nobody else has it.
Yeah.
Just one company offers it.
Great.
And there's other companies that do the same services you do.
Similar, but not the same as the level that we do, or provide the data that we do. It's much different.
And the sole source, it's because of the equipment?
Not the equipment, the technology behind it.
Technology
So
behind
the AI and all of our algorithms.
What's the last county that you performed this service for?
The last county in Texas would be Collins County, up around Dallas. And then I got other counties now across the US, but Texas, yeah, would be Collins
I'd like to
County.
see a list, so maybe we can call them and see, their
yeah.
results.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. Any other questions? Good? All right.
Thank you. Good
Thank you,
presentation.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, and take action to approve road assessment and paving assessment. I'm not sure It's this one or to go out for RFP or RFQ.
It bypassed the procurement because of the sole source.
Well, this is, he said he's gonna provide a letter, because this is the first I've heard of this. I
Why-
saw that we have an action item here, but I'm not sure what action
Yeah,
approve the assessment. But that still belongs to them until they, or, it says to approve the road assessment.
I say we table it
I think you
and
need
so
to
we
table
can,
this.
so we can go through our process and then,
In the meantime,
Once-
he can get us, he can provide the auditor with a sole source letter, and then y'all can, at the next meeting, can proceed, however you want.
yeah.
Motion to table.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to table. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take action to approve both Republican and Democrat list of judges, alternate judges, and clerks for the 2026-2027 election year. I think Mr. Guerra is online. Can you unmute him, or Robert?
All right, guys. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. All right, this is just a list from both the Republican and Democratic Party for judges for all of our voting locations for the 2026 and 27 voting years. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can
There
hear
you
you.
go. There you go. Okay.
All right.
There's nothing in particular, it's just the process.
Yeah, this is just something required for counties with a population of less than 500,000 to do before September 1st. So we're just falling in line with the election code.
I entertain a motion, we
Yeah,
approve.
this list were provided by the Democrat and Republican committees, right? Okay.
Yes,
so-
Mr. Ventura,
transparent
respectively.
about that.
Yes, so it comes from them, and of course, they're tentative. We still have chance to do emergency appointments closer to elections, and this is a moving target. But these will be the pool of judges that we choose from first.
I entertain a motion, we approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion second.
Second.
All right. I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take action on a petition to call an election to prohibit certain animals from running at large in Jim Wells County, and if approved, placing the measure on the ballot during the November general election.
Judge, Commissioners, the final portion of the petition was turned in this morning. So that needs to be verified to make sure that they have to have at least 50 signatures from people who reside in the unincorporated part of Jim Wells County and are registered to vote. As you saw, the elections office they're at a seminar in Round Rock, so the earliest they can verify the signatures will be Friday. So with that in mind, I'm recommending that y'all table this for now, and we take it up on August 22nd.
Is there enough, there's enough time?
Yes, it has to be, we were just conversing about the deadlines. The deadline for a place on the ballot would be August 18th, but this isn't a person. This is a measure. And it's gonna be a for or against. We just gotta make sure that they have enough signatures on that petition. And,
As long as we're good with the timeline, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
okay.
Lee Estrada with the Jim Wells County Sheriff's Department. Animal Control.
So, we're recommending that we table the item until we can verify all the signatures, but if you want to explain what the situation is, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Since 1929, the state of Texas put horses and cattle, other animals in a closed environment for, for the owners. Since then, we've had numerous calls of goats, sheep, hogs, and other animals that are not in the closed range, so the open range. So we've been dealing with a lot of animals that have been out. All we can do is just, get a hold of the owners and let them know that their animals are out loose at large. Sometimes it happens to where we go out on a call and we herd them back into the property. 30 minutes later, they're back out. There's not much we can do about that. We're trying to get it to where we're able to at least give a citation, let them know that, there's a danger to the roadways. Right now, school's starting. Schools are out by 5:30 in the morning. They're out. Our worries is there's a sheep or a pig or something on the road, drivers trying to, avoid it, causes an accident or whatnot. And there we are back, owners, we show up to their property and they're stating that it's not their animal. It's not theirs, and there's not much we can do. There's no proof stating that. So what we're just trying to do is trying to get this to where we can at least put some kind of, barrier around that and let them know that they got to take ownership to their animals and livestock that they have. So from there, that's what we're trying to work on and trying to help the residents from Jim Wells County. Anything else?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I make a motion, we table.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to table. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from previous meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 11, consent agenda. Consent agenda items will be voted upon in one vote and will not be discussed separately unless requested by a county judge, commissioner, or a citizen. And I spoke with Ms. Garcia. She says all the adjustments on these, on this item are okay and approved by her office.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 12. Discuss, consider, and take action on a proposed resolution presented by a representative from Community Action Corporation of South Texas authorizing the county grant program for 2026, the Texas Department of Agricultural, Texas Feeding Texas Home Delivered Meals Grant Program. Morning.
Good morning. Here's just a couple of,
Can you please state your name for the court, please?
good morning, my name is Robert Salazar. I'm with Community Action Corporation of South Texas. Well, I just handed out right now just a little bit of, a copy of this little information regarding community action. So the first couple of slides, just a little bit about community action. It mentions our vision, our core values, and our mission. Community Action has 5 service divisions, with Head Start Birth to 5, our early childhood intervention services, our federally qualified health centers, energy programs, as well as community services, which includes senior nutrition, which I'll be talking a little bit about here today. Jim Wells County residents are eligible in these 5 service divisions. The senior nutrition program provides qualified seniors with the necessary registered dietitian approved nutritional support to protect against food insecurity and help them to continue to live independent and fulfilling lives. Now, we do this in two different types of settings. We provide in a congregate meal setting in which the elderly are able to go to our congregate side, and they were able to eat meals there with other elderly individuals and participate in any type of event that the center might be having. The one that I'm here for is more along with the home delivered meals program. And so this program provides lunchtime meals to those who need meal assistance and want to remain living in their homes. So they're, for one reason or another, unable to go to the congregate site. So we go to them and we provide them with a meal. And so from October of '24 through July, in Jim Wells County, we've served 610 individuals in both the congregate and home delivered settings. We provided a total of 14,000 in the congregate and a little over 89,000 in the home delivered setting. So for a total of just under 104,000 meals. And so to be able to do that, we also sometimes seek assistance and apply for other grants, which the Feeding Texas Home Delivered Grant Program helps us do with assistance from the county if you make that grant approval. So as part of that requirement, we do need to present this resolution to the Commissioners Court and showing that we are able to get that assistance from you as well, so we could continue to supplement and provide meals for the elderly in Jim Wells County.
Do you have the resolution there with you?
I do have a copy of,
Can you read it
yes.
for the court?
So it's the Texas,
I have it right
the resolution authorizing county grant program year 2026. A resolution of the County of Jim Wells County, Texas, certifying that the county has made a grant to Community Action Corporation South Texas, an organization that provides home delivered meals to homebound persons in the county who are elderly and/or have a disability, and certifying that the county has approved the organizations, the county systems, or physical agent. And so, just real quick, we do send our audit whenever it is completed to the county's office. Whereas the organization seeks to apply for grant funds from the Texas Department of Agriculture to supplement and extend existing services for homebound persons in the county who are elderly and/or have a disability pursuant to the Home Delivered Meal Grant Program. Whereas the program rules require the county in which an organization is providing home delivered meal services to make a grant to the organization in order for the organization to be eligible to receive program grant funds. And whereas the program rules further require the county approve the organization's accounting system or physical agent in order for the organization to be eligible to receive program funds. Be it resolved by the county hereby certifies that it has made a grant to the organization, and we're hoping that it'll be able to continue in the amount of $28,000 to be paid and used between the 1st of January 2026 and the 31st of December 2026. The county hereby certifies that the organization provides home delivered meals to homebound persons in the county who are elderly and/or have a disability. And the county hereby certifies that it has approved the organization's accounting system or physical agent, which meets financial management systems requirements as set forth in the Texas Grant Management Standards promulgated by the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts. And that it has introduced, read, and passed by the affirmative vote of the county on this particular day of this particular month.
Thank you. I entertain a motion.
Yeah, so the amount is 25,000?
With 28,000 is what we received last year, and we would hope that we could receive that again.
Okay, so
this
we're matching the grant, right? Is that what it,
Well, it's that based off of the number of elderly, it gives us the opportunity
yeah,
to.
okay. I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 13, discuss, consider, and take action to approve an interlocal agreement between Jim Wells County and Coastal Bend Councils of Governments relating to planning, development, operation, and provision of the 911 service, the use of wireline and wireless 911 fees, and acquisition services.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Mary Afuso. I am the Director of Planning and Economic Development for the Coastal Bend Council of Governments. I am here in the stead of Noel Esquivel, who is a 911 director and in another county, having the same discussion with that county. I'm just here to answer any questions you have about the interlocal. As you are aware, Coastal Bend Council of Governments maintains the 911 infrastructure so that the dispatchers have the resources that they need to respond to emergencies. And I'm happy to answer any questions in support of this.
I have a question. I don't know if it's gonna pertain to this or not. I have a gentleman in Platfurias. It's actually in the, La Gloria County line, Brooks.
Yes, sir.
And he's telling me about having issues when he calls 911. They send him to Platfurias instead of to Jim Wells County. And I talked to the 911 coordinator here, Julio. He does a real good job about it. Told me that they're coming up with some kind of number that's gonna be able to pinpoint to that it's supposed to be on the Jim Wells side. Because he's got an address for Brooks. From Platfurias.
Right, so it is going to depend on their addressing, as I understand it, and we are working with the addressing agents to make sure that they are correct, because we run into issues like that. It's particularly in the rural areas, you want to make sure that the addressing is correct. We also want to make sure that that people are aware of any landmarks or anything like that, so that when somebody calls 911, you're not always calling 911 from home. You want to make sure that we're educating people that they can be able to tell people where they are so that first responders can come as quickly as possible. And we're actually looking for additional sources of funding to do things like improve signage on roads for mile markers and things like that. That's really what our 911 team does, is they do a lot of outreach and education to communities so that they understand, how to do that, and working with the what they call them PSAPs, public service answering points, to make sure it's correct.
A couple of years ago, we had a lady that was in charge of 911 coordinating, and we went to, I held special meetings there at Brook in La Gloria and in Fremont, where it gave the opportunity for people to come in and verify their address and tell us everything they could so we could make sure that they were correct. And then we did it in Palito Blanco, because like you said, it's usually out in the outskirts.
Yes, sir.
And it worked out real good, so.
Yeah, and we're going to continue that. We actually just hired an outreach coordinator. Her name is Caitlin Acevedo. I'm sure she'll come out and see y'all, to be working with your community to make sure that we've got this information, and so they know what's available.
And this agreement, it's for planning, development, operation, and provisions, and it will allow us to seek more money,
Yes, sir.
financial aid for that, right?
Well, sir, we are all about trying to get more money in this
I
region.
wanted to make that point.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 14. Discuss, consider, and take action to open seal bids or seal coating for Commissioner Precinct 2, Ventura Garcia. Okay, so. This one's for Mr. Garcia, and then we have two for the other one, right? Or-
I think they're marked with the agenda item on there, number on the top.
Okay. Just want to make sure I don't open the wrong one and the wrong deal. I think those are 214, and this is 115. All right. Bidder is LCR Total Transport LLC.
Can I see it?
And Bulverde, Texas. The total bid, 213,300.
Okay. 213,000, okay. The unit price is $395 per square yard.
$395 per square yard, okay. Second one is from Clark Construction of Texas. The total bid is $366,120, and the unit price is $6.78. And this is from San Antonio, Texas.
I make a motion to reject both bids.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to reject both bids. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 15, discuss, consider, and take action to open bids for Commissioner Precinct 1, George Aguilar, for a used 2014 Deere 770 GP motor grader with no less than 5,000 hours or more than 7,000 meter hours.
They said seal bid. They said seal bid.
Let's see. Game Equipment Services, Midland, Texas, 105,000.
Sole bidder.
Sole bidder, 105,000.
Make motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 16, discuss, consider, and take action to review applications as recommended by the committee to hire a part-time librarian for the Fremont Public Library.
Judge, we had this item on the agenda here last month, and we opened it up for a week. We had some, two applicants that signed up. The committee that was put together was met, and only one of them showed up, one of the applicants. So she was interviewed, and the recommendation was Elizabeth Leach. She was the one that was actually assisting the Susan Sherry back in the day. So she was the only one that showed up for the interview.
Make a
So
motion, we approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. What was your last name?
Leach.
Leach. I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 17, discuss, consider, and take action on an offer to purchase tax sale property, suit number point 13376-B, Ben Bolt, Palito Blanco, Independent School District versus Johnny Zamora Jr., count number 12550-026-00200, a .137 acres, more or less, being a portion of Block 44, Scholar Dooley, Sale Peters, and Music subdivision to Scott Ranch, Jim Wells County, Texas, as described in deed dated May 23rd, 1999 for Johnny Zamora Jr. and Angela Garcia in volume 683, page 154, official records of Jim Wells County, Texas.
Judge, I just want to show right here where this property is up, the amount due is $34,000.
Excuse me?
The amount due in Texas is $34,000. The amount due to Ben Bolt is, the school district is $21,000, to the county, $10,000, freshwater, $2,100, brush country groundwater, $73, and the bid's $1,000. So
Oh, wow.
that's huge. And I realize it'll go back to the tax roll, but I have also pictures of the property here where there's a beat up old house falling apart. And maybe some people should, I don't know, should we deny it and hope to get more? Or go with to $1,000? I know some people neighboring theirs wanted it. This guy's from out of town. I have an issue with the way these things are put out about because a lot of people don't find out that they're for sale in auction. So that's pretty steep there. There's a lot of lost taxes.
And that's the question. Can you continue to not collect?
And that was brought up when we went to the appraisal district. We thought that, hey, well, we advertise it, do this, do that. And they said, look, it doesn't matter, we get more money than the $34,000 it's owed because it's only owed, this is what's all owed in taxes. Any more money than that, it goes to the, well, anybody can claim it that used to own it. So what do you do? But in that case over there, they were offered $184,000, which was the max. That was what's sold. This one is, man, this is a huge difference, $44,000 in total, and they're only paying $1,000 for it. I'm thinking if we deny it, put a sign on there or something, maybe we get more money for it.
Well, it is posted somewhere.
Yeah, but you see, not everybody sees it, that's what I say. Does anybody here know about that? No. Did you know people, you lived in that area? None of us know. And it's just, people are not aware that, should we make it more public to the neighbors?
It's publicly posted.
Yeah.
And until each of the entities approves, like it has to go through every tax agency, anybody else is free to come and make a higher offer. And then we start all over again. We've had that happen before where not everybody, the city had approved it and the school and the county had, somebody came and made a higher bid. Now we start over again.
So this one's, who approved this one? The school?
I don't know who's approved it yet.
It doesn't say who's approved it yet, I don't think.
You know, what's important, it's gonna get back on the tax roll. That's what's important. You might make $1,000 next year and the following, and then the following, and somebody will improve the house, you know. And as improvements come, the valuation goes up. So we'll collect more tax revenue. So, you know, I just like to see it back on the tax roll.
And I understand clearly what you're saying, Mr. Garcia, and that's the same thing that I said at the appraisal district. And what happens a lot of times, they don't do that. They just leave it the way it is, because they know if I fix it, it's gonna cost me more. They'll just leave it the way it is, sit there and try to sell it. So, you know, yes, it'll work sometimes, but not always. So I'm just bringing it up and seeing,
You make a good point, son. Sometimes they look real cheap.
yeah.
You make a
And
real
some,
good-
you know, sometimes they'll clean it, but then I won't clean it, because I'll sit on it till later on, you know, see what happens.
And every property has its issue. The real question is, how did the tax collection firm allow it to get to 34,000 when it's
I've always asked that question.
what's taking them so long?
Yeah, what takes, how do you bring the people in that, why does this guy owe so much? It's crazy.
And every property has issues. Remember the old hospital? They literally could not give it away, for years, until somebody came in and paid for the demolition and removal of all the debris, and then they built the new apartment. But some properties, you can, they've got other issues, like, you have some that have hazardous materials and nobody's gonna wanna touch them,
It's just food for thought. I mean, I don't know.
It seems like there's got to be some way to get it out to more people, even if there's hazardous or whatever, but somebody might be interested. Like, I didn't know about it.
Maybe a good start would be to put a link to wherever it's posted, and I don't know, is it already on our county website?
This tax sale,
No, the list of properties that are available for bid.
are the list of properties available for bid on the website?
Like foreclosure list?
Closed aren't.
Yeah, there is.
Not foreclosures. I'm talking about tax sales.
No,
Tax sales.
there is.
Tax sales.
No, there's not. JC says no.
Okay, no.
No, we don't
That
have
would be a
it.
good first step.
Tax sales, that comes from the district
On our
clerk's
website.
I believe the county does. I mean,
The tax
Appraisal
appraisal district does it. And they only post it on the board over here, right? But it's not posted online anywhere?
I don't think so.
And on the board, you got one on top of another on top of another. You can't even see it. I mean, who would pay attention to it? I've tried it and I'm like,
Well, the crazy thing about it, people don't want to see it on our website. They want to see it on the Facebook pages because that's where everybody's at. That's the information that we're getting back is, why come you don't post it on Facebook? Where does it say I have to? We put it on our website. There it is, I can't. But I just think it should be posted more often, more out there more.
Okay, can I entertain a motion?
so how much longer does it take to put this back on? I mean, for $1,000 to put it back on to come back for someone to, for more money?
We could table it and we can call our tax attorneys, Linebarger, and see where we can go from here, and we can tell them the issues that we're having in court today.
You see, I just see a big difference between that Gonzalez building they're trying to sell the other day. They put a minimum bid of 184. Okay, well, that was minimum bid. It would cover everybody. This doesn't cover anything. That's $34,000 that in tax money we're gonna lose. And we couldn't attempt some other way to try to recuperate some of that money or, a little bit more. I know it's that.
I didn't see your picture, but realistically, do you think anybody's gonna bid 34,000 for that?
No. I'm not saying that they'll bid the 34,000, but I'm saying somebody might bid 5, 6, 7, 8,000. You never know, at least that's a little bit more.
But right now, the best bid we've got is 1,000.
Whatever everybody thinks, if you want to stay with it, we'll go with it. I'm just bringing it up and letting
There's
people
probably a
know.
water well on it, probably, correct?
I have no idea.
Okay. I mean, that's worth a lot of money by itself. Septics are worth a lot of money, and I think it had a fence, and, I mean,
Maybe
just
if
nobody
it
knows
was-
about it.
Is it in your precinct?
Yes, sir.
Do you know when the last time anybody lived there?
Oh, back in the 70s, I would think. And they had a real nice house, but it's all caved in, stuff like that.
More advertisement would help, or not necessarily?
I mean, the location.
I would venture to say that if the neighbors knew about it, maybe they would purchase it, put more money on it. Now, is it worth our time to go back and say, okay, let's put it back out there again, let everybody know, and then somebody comes in and, can I ask a question? Bartolo? Bartolo, that property next to, Mr. Zambrano, Johnny Zambrano, it's up for auction for $1,000. The little house is falling apart. They're right next to, Mr. Zamora. Peña, Mr. Peña, Willie Peña. That old house that fell apart. Yeah, they put a bid on it for $1,000.
So whoever buys it has to pay taxes on 34,000? Or
It's what's owed.
what it's appraised for, whatever it's appraised for, okay.
And I'm saying that it's pretty cheap, that we should give an opportunity for other people to bid more money on it.
You know, maybe
Make more people
Lineberger
aware of
needs
it.
to represent these properties when they come up to the agenda. Maybe they should have somebody
I
here.
believe that. I believe that one.
Okay, so what do we want to table it and contact Linebarger, or how do we want to handle this? Can I entertain a motion?
For $1,000, we'll tape it, Judge. You know, if there's a concern, you know,
Yeah, I'd like to table it. I'll make a motion to table it. What did you did? I'll make a motion to table it.
I'll second.
We can contact Kleinberg and
I have a
promote it.
motion, I have a second to table item. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 18, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the request for Commissioner George Aguilar to set speed limits on the following roads: Precinct 1 at 20 miles per hour. Roads subject to this speed limit are Isabel Drive, County Road 41461, County Road 142, County Road 1421, and the following roads located in Loma Linda subdivision: County Road 160, County Road 161, County Road 1601, and County Road 1602, and Wildwood Circle.
Commissioners, Judge, I've received a lot of phone calls with complaints of speeding people. Not only once, but maybe I could probably call out 100 calls that I've got from concerned residents, because I live in a neighborhood where the streets are not a highway. They're county roads or street, neighborhood roads. And I researched the law. So the state law says the minimum speed limit is 30 miles an hour, except in neighborhoods and county roads or neighborhoods where Commissioners Court can approve. The minimum speed limit is 20 miles an hour. So I'd like to get this passed so we can get that addressed. And once we put up the speed limit signs, they'll be enforceable.
Mr. Guerra, is there anything else we need to follow, or just Commissioner for approval?
Just to pass it, and then, I would give a little grace period, to people get adjusted to the new speed limit. This is similar to what we did in Sandia, with Commissioner Kirchhoff, roads in that area. That's,
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 19, discuss, consider, and take action to approve an order adopting a regulation for the control and removal of litter in unincorporated areas of Jim Wells County, Texas.
This is another issue that we're trying to have some ordinances implemented due to the overwhelming abundance of litter just being placed on county right-of-ways, which is costing the county a lot of money, whether the litter is in their property or in our property. This law allows us to give them a 30-day notice to remove litter, and if they don't, the county can actually remove it and put a lien on those properties or landlord, property owners, but it's kind of to deter the problem that we're having. A lot of people just take it for granted and put everything out by the curb, which is, one, it looks pretty bad. It's an eyesore. Second, it's costing the county a lot of money in landfill fees. So we're trying to make the property owners, tenants, and the rental or landlord owners responsible for taking their own debris to the landfill or litter.
Not only that, but when someone throws something out there, then the
More
next
peop-
person throws,
Yes,
and it just
exactly.
gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the drainage, it messes up your drainage. I mean, it's horrible.
So I was reading the illegal dumping book, and it gives us this tool to implement it so we can have some kind of leverage and say, hey, this is a law, you have to abide by it.
So how's that gonna work whenever this one has a rent house and when they move out and they throw all their stuff here,
Well,
and then the next person comes and dumps, and then you're gonna go after this person.
well,
and-
that's when you go to the landlord, you enforce it. You say, hey, you cannot do that. And if you do, you have 30 days to remove it, and if not,
And they say, well, I didn't put all that there. How, I mean, how are we gonna do it?
it doesn't come from no other place but that. I mean,
Whoever started it?
It's usually,
I have that with the landlord. that does
usually a
it.
landlord that puts it out, because he rents
Yeah.
somebody out, so he
Yeah.
puts the trash out.
Yeah,
But if it's in front of your property, then you have this ordinance, and
so we have to
it's in
start,
front of your property, you gotta remove it.
we have to start
It's like-
somewhere
it's
and
like
then,
when you get caught throwing
and,
trash and they open the bag, it got your name. Well, I paid Brown to go throw it. Well, you know what? You should have made sure that he took it to landfill, but it's your
Yeah.
name. They're gonna fine you for it. Am I correct? Sure.
No, it goes to the owner of record, whoever, so
Yeah.
everyone on the title is ultimately
So
responsible.
if it's in front of your property, you gotta remove it. And there's a lot of issues. It's a huge, huge issue. And it's, my question is like, people having their own property, 20, 30 tires, is like, how is that legal? That's a nuisance. You know, it shouldn't be allowed because you'll find them thrown in the back roads, and it's taking time from us to go pick those up and takes away from the regular daily duties, and it's not fair.
I've
Costing
got-
too much money.
I've got a place that I've had a problem with ever since I came in. And they're like, oh no, people are dumping. But yet, when you go 2 blocks down, then it's nothing but fields. If anybody's gonna dump something, they're not gonna dump it right here where there's a lot of houses. They're gonna dump it somewhere where there's nobody at. But these people, they're like, oh, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. They're coming and, people are coming and dumping it.
Yeah.
No, it isn't, you know,
Yeah.
and so,
trying to put the responsibility on somebody else, but
Yeah.
that's not the real story
I mean,
behind
who's
it.
gonna go where there's a lot of houses and dump off all your stuff? Nobody. It's
Exactly.
you. It's you.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second to approve agenda item as stated. Is there any further discussion needed?
One issue, Judge, there's actually an exhibit, I didn't see it.
Oh, yes.
Did y'all get the exhibit?
Let's see.
It's not on the online agenda. I'm having some printed to get on. If you only have 2 pages, then you're missing the exhibit.
Yes, I only have 2 pages.
Okay, it should be 4.
For the resolution?
No, the exhibit, if you notice in paragraph, page 2,
See,
paragraph 1 makes reference to exhibit A, and that's got the specific regulations. So just with the understanding that that exhibit needs to be added, I'm having some sets printed, and they're gonna put them down here in about 5 minutes.
I've made, this just needs to be posted somewhere where people can see it.
we'll post it on the website, on county
Yeah, I
website.
have it here.
You do have it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do have it.
Okay.
The only thing is,
That's,
you said in the second paragraph,
first paragraph 1 makes reference to exhibit A. Under the section titled Adoption of Regulations.
Yes, number 1.
okay, all right. Okay, I have a motion and I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 20, discuss, consider, and take action on an amendment to the iDocket contract.
That's mine, Judge. When we entered in the contract, my office, the county attorney's office, we signed up for just read only, which means we could see everything, but we could not input anything.
Right.
And we are going to have a need to input just at the front end, which is when we receive the cases from the different law enforcement agencies. So, you know, we receive, of course, our biggest agency is Alice PD, and then the Sheriff's Department and DPS come in second and third. And then, of course, we receive from Orange Grove, Fremont, game wardens. We get a few TABC cases, and of course, we get a couple of cases from San Diego PD for cases that happen on the Jim Wells side. So this amendment would give us the ability to input those cases as we receive them. Then the cases are reviewed. Not all cases are filed. If we feel like there's something missing in a case, we don't file it. If a case looks good, that we can prove all the elements, then we do file them, and we send them to Mr. Perez's office. So hopefully, one of the things that this will also help is they'll already have something to build on. And then they can take what we've input, and they'll have access to it. And if it's a filed case, then they give it a number, a cause number, and then they can pick it up and take it from there. So the cost of this would be $1,500 a year.
I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve agenda item as stated. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 21, discuss, consider, and take action on proposed lease with Texas A&M University Kingsville for the use of the unleased portion of fourth floor at 601 East Main Building Bank Annex. So this is the, y'all gave me authorizations to speak with A&M Kingsville and to develop an agreement. We have developed the agreement, basically commences on today's date and it ends on December 31st. The project begins September 4th. They moved it from August 4th. It's my understanding that they're trying to work with workforce development to get all the tuition fees paid for all the participants. These times and dates would be Monday and Wednesday from 5 to 8:30 p.m. And Saturdays, they have a few Saturdays that they will be using the building also. They are willing to pay for security and the portion of lease fees. I'm gonna waive those, I'm asking the court to approve waive the lease fees for this first program. Once we get off our feet and get this clinical medical assistant program off the road and completed, then we'll bring any other contracts before the court for approval.
What are you trying to waive, Judge? What were you waiving?
The lease fee, like, we're not gonna charge them any fees to use the building.
Did we not?
This allows us, we already have, there's 20 people, I think, signed up, and I think there's more than half of them are from Alice. So we're allowing them to use the building to provide the service to our people.
How many, was there a fee ever set or discussed?
No, I mentioned it also that I wasn't gonna charge them the last time also we spoke about it.
And for how long?
This is
Till
from,
December?
yeah, December 31st. The program is gonna end early November.
It starts December 31st?
No, it starts
And-
September 4th.
This year?
Yeah, and it should end like November 4th, somewhere around there. But the contract ends on the 31st.
Okay, there's not gonna be any improvements or anything they're gonna need?
No, just as is, the way it is. All we did is clean the carpets and provide tables and chairs, and they're bringing the rest. I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, guys. Agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, and take action to adopt a resolution establishing new Commissioners Court meeting dates.
Judge, Commissioners, this resolution is in response to House Bill 1522, which was passed by the legislature this past session, goes into effect September 1st. It changes the 72-hour notice rule for an open meeting to a 3-business-day period. So that affects us, of course, we meet on the second Monday, and currently we meet on the second Monday and the fourth Friday of each month. So this change would affect our posting requirements for that first meeting of the month, because Saturday and Sunday will no longer count. So the workaround is to change the first meeting of the month to Friday, the second Friday of the month, rather than the second Monday, because now we can still post on Tuesday and still comply with the 3-day notice for Fridays. There's no problem with the fourth Friday, because we already post on, we post on Tuesday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will all count. So there's also new rules regarding posting the budget once it gets filed either with the agenda notice or posting it on your website. So those are the two main changes of 1522.
Okay, so that means that our Monday meetings will no longer be had, and it'll change it to the first Friday and
Second Friday.
Second Friday.
And if we post on Wednesday, we can have it on Monday.
Yes, but you can ask Isabel, that's going to create.
There's always gonna be a problem, Michael, because,
Effectively, you'd have to post for 5 days now.
okay. There's always gonna be a problem because of the holidays and stuff, you know, but.
Well, if you do it
I
on
agree,
Fridays.
You know, if Friday's the better, you know, it's okay. I just feel that we're always gonna be in conflict with holidays.
Well, the holidays aren't as much of an issue on Fridays as they are on
I thought that would be
Mondays.
a regular working day. It's not a regular working.
No, that's correct. So holidays don't count either. So, you know, anytime you have that Monday holiday, like Memorial Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, all those that fall on Mondays, we would, if they fell
So
on the,
holidays don't apply?
holidays don't count either. It's business days. But see, that won't be affected because we're posting on Tuesday. We'll be posting on Tuesday. And it's rare that we have I guess the only one I can think of, well, if you have something that falls between Tuesday and Friday, then that day's not going to count. You'd have to post on Monday. For example, this past year, Juneteenth fell on a Wednesday. That wouldn't count. You would have had to post on Monday.
I'm just making a discussion, but Friday, like you're suggesting the first Friday and the
Second Friday.
second Friday and
The second, and the fourth Friday.
right? Is that what you're suggesting? Okay.
So it would be September the 12th.
For the first one?
And then the last one is September the 26th.
I don't have a problem with whatever y'all want to do.
You could leave them on Mondays. The problem is now you got to post on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you can ask, as it never fails. As soon as we post it, somebody comes in with something and we're like, well, and they want to, can you amend the agenda? No, you can't. You can't amend agendas. Once you post it, that's it.
Just getting used to it.
Yeah, and I know that we've gotten a little bit lax on those due dates. We're gonna have to start enforcing those due dates because it puts a big strain on Miss Isabel when she has to do the filing, and we're still getting them on the day before.
Or Tuesday morning.
Or Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that puts a big strain, because, I mean, we understand we're trying to get it as much as we can on the agenda when we need it and when everybody else needs it, but we also have to follow those deadlines. But, that being said, I'll make a motion that, we move our meetings to the second Friday and fourth Friday.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, so then we're gonna have to sign all these. Go in there. Agenda item number 23, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills as submitted by the county auditor with the exception of Fund 52, 53, and 54. Can you entertain a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Judge, can you go back to open?
Motion carries. Yes. Before we adjourn, we're gonna go back to public testimony.
I just want to announce that last week, we purchased a 300-barrel tank, water tank, and we fixed the water well at the park there in Palito Blanco, so we'll be able to store water there for emergency purposes for the fire departments, and also be able to use it for road construction. So it's already been completed, it's full of water, so it'll be a lot safer and faster for the people to get water out there for emergency fires or whatever we got. At the same time, we can use it for the roads. Just want to make that one aware. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Motion to
Entertain a
adjourn.
motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.